I would hear things like, you should kill yourself, and I would hear a lot of whispers like...
For years, Alexis Hoffman says she was tormented by voices. It had started in 2009. She was a freshman in high school and had just come out of a physically, sexually, and mentally abusive relationship. She became angry and was filled with guilt and shame.
My heart became callous after the abusive relationship because I felt like I could just never get right with God. Like I felt like I was too far gone, like I had messed up too much.
Having pushed her Christian upbringing aside, Alexis would spend the rest of her high school years filled with drinking, drugs, sex, and cutting. By now, her parents, Ted and Robin, had realized the life their daughter was living.
When the only thing that your daughter ever gave you was joy, and then you find out that she's doing drugs, sex, alcohol, it breaks your heart.
By her senior year, she was being tormented by nightmares. Then came the voices.
They tell me I'm useless and ugly, that I'm worthless and dirty. They tell me to just die, and I believe them. I remember having this obsession with stabbing. I would sneak out into the kitchen and I would start taking one knife at a time and bringing it into my room.
One day, her mom found the stash of knives and suicide notes. Immediately, she took her daughter to the ER and Alexis was admitted to a psychiatric hospital.
I am just talking to God and saying, Lord, you said, and your word says that she is yours and you will not let her anything happen to her. And I know that your word is true and I believe you.
Over the next 4 years, Alexis would be in and out of 20 different psych wards, diagnosed with bipolar and schizophrenia, among others. Even being heavily medicated didn't quiet the voices or ease her torment.
My life was a living hell, and not only my life, but my family's.
There's no joy, just empty, just not knowing what was going to happen, and me not knowing either how to help her.
When you looked into her eyes, there was an absolute dead stare, always. And she never, ever had that. She always had the most beautiful smile, and her eyes were always sparkling. And it wasn't my little girl.
Now unable to hold down a job and on disability, Alexis was prone to violent fits of rage. She had no control over her actions, often blacking out.
When Alexis got mad, it was not pretty. It was scary. I had even said to my husband, we should get locks on the bedroom door.
One time, she woke up in a pool of blood after cutting herself 40 times.
And I would be so ashamed, what did I just do? That's not me. Why did I do that? That is not how I act. I don't know why I keep doing this. Who is that?
Exhausted, Alexis told her family she was going to kill herself.
I've got these voices telling me what to do. I'm seeing things, and I said, I'm just tired. I'm so tired. I'm at war with myself, and I can't do it anymore.
Robin and I were preparing ourselves for her to kill herself. And you talk about that's tough, when you have to prepare yourself.
The next day, Robin took Alexis to a healing conference where Pastor Todd White was ministering. Alexis went to the altar.
I thought to myself, these meds aren't working, these doctors can't help me. And I said a prayer to God. I said, God, if you're real, then I need you to show up, and I need you to show up in a big way. And if you don't, I'm killing myself tonight.
Then Pastor White prayed for her.
I could see her eyes going crazy. I knew that she had devils. I just looked at her and said, come out. And she fell to the floor, screaming.
I remember my mouth just opening so wide, and these screams of horror were coming out. Screams, hissing, growling. I just felt stuff come out of my body, like I could physically feel things leave.
She got free and got delivered, not because of anything except the authority in the name of Jesus.
I felt a peace that I had never felt before. I could hear myself think. I felt restored and I felt new. And the love of God that I felt in that moment was like nothing I've ever felt before.
Alexis rededicated her life to God. and asked for forgiveness of her sins.
I was repenting like for past things and everything, but I knew in my heart of hearts too that those were cast into the sea of forgetfulness, and I was on this new path with him.
We were up all night just praising God and just the miracle that happened.
If you're wondering if God can heal people with a mental condition, the answer is yes, because he healed my daughter.
Alexis stopped all her psych meds and has been free from mental illness ever since. Today, Alexis is married to Jonah. She's a substitute teacher and loves her new purpose in life, helping others find freedom from mental illness through Jesus Christ.
If there's one thing I can tell you, it would be to cling to hope, and that is Jesus. Keep going to him. Don't get tired or weary of going to him. He's the only solution to your problems.